When was the last time you witnessed a disastrous flood? That gushing sound, the incredible speed, the fear of devastation, and many other things. Want to experience that? Then stay tuned till the video ends, while we reflect on these terrible moments of thrilling experience. Flash floods can be extremely destructive and have the capacity to damage or destroy homes and infrastructure in a matter of minutes. They can also cause damage to homes and infrastructure very quickly. When there is a lot of rainfall in a short period of time, this can lead to flash floods because it causes the water level in rivers, streams, and other waterways to increase quickly and then overflow. Due to the enormous speed and power of the water, when this flood water pours over a bridge, it might create a dangerous situation. The water is trying to cover the edge, making vehicle passage difficult or impossible. Even the people are scared to cross the bridge, thinking they might not lose their lives. The high-speed flow of water can also harm the bridge, perhaps causing structural damage or even collapse. This can exacerbate the danger posed by the floodwater, making it critical that people avoid the region until it is declared safe. Overall, a high-speed flash flood rushing across a bridge is a dangerous circumstance that necessitates caution and close attention to guarantee the safety of everybody concerned. The devastation was fast after days of relentless rain. Several homes were utterly pummeling by torrential rain and flash floods that hit in such a short amount of time that people barely had minutes to flee for their safety. Imagine the family which just lost their only home. This is unprecedented rain outside of the monsoon season. The climate experts warn it is the new normal. Warming at an alarming rate, quicker than other oceans, trapping more moisture. We cannot do anything about increased rainfall. We cannot stop that. So one of the immediate steps is to adapt and then go for mitigation techniques to avert the calamity. Measures such as an effective warning system for locals to flee before the rains arrive. For the time being, the waters have receded significantly, but more heavy rain is on the way. Imagine the amount of devastation that would have been inflicted by this gigantic flood and the number of days that it would have rained that led to this natural calamity. The volume of water is so great that the flood would possibly cause the other side of the house to be flooded. And we don't even know how many people would have been stuck in the houses and how many would have died. It is probable that there would be a region that is steep or mountainous in the neighborhood of the location where the flow of the flood is coming from. If you look closely, you can see that pieces of the home have begun to fall into the water, which signals the beginning of something potentially hazardous and fatal. Just consider how powerful this flood must have been for it to have leveled the entire structure in such a short period of time without the inhabitants even noticing it was happening. Even though the level of the water was not high enough to reach the house in the video, it is certain that there was a time when it reached a level that was. The video explains that the water is moving at a rapid rate of speed, which has the potential to do severe damage to the bridge and other structures in the area, which could possibly result in the complete collapse of the structures. It is vital that people keep away from the region until it has been determined that it is safe to do so, because this can further increase the threat that is posed by the floodwater. The scene that is being displayed is terrifying, and it has the potential to shake you if you were actually present there at the time. The flash flood in the video is caused by heavy rain falling on mountains, causing water to quickly build and generate torrents of rushing water that pour down the mountainsides. When the floodwaters gain momentum and speed, they carry massive boulders, fallen trees, and other debris with them, causing considerable damage to buildings, roads, and bridges. The sheer force of the water can also erode the earth and produce landslides, posing additional risks to anyone in the neighborhood. The flash flood generates a loud roaring sound that can be heard from a distance as it rushes down the hillside. Because of the debris it picks up as it rushes down the mountain, and the water appears brown or murky. A flood coming down from the mountain can be very bad and dangerous thing. An abrupt rise in water level, a deafening roaring sound, and a swift stream are some of the early warning indications that a flood is on its way. As the flood continues to move forward, the water may carry enormous boulders, trees, and other debris with it. This material can inflict significant damage to anything that is in its path. Flooding in the mountains can produce water that is not only very cold but also potentially hazardous to anyone who is caught in it. When a flood fills the roads and shakes the cars, it can be a very dangerous situation. As the water rises, it can get hard for cars to drive on the roads quickly. The drivers may get stuck. Water can sometimes be strong enough to push cars off the road and even flip them over. As long as the flood waters keep rising, the situation could get even worse. The water current can get stronger, making it hard for vehicles to stay on the road. The force of the water can also pick up rocks and branches and carry them along, making the road even more dangerous for drivers. In some cases, flood waters may be deep enough to completely cover the vehicles. This can be very dangerous for anyone inside the car because they might get stuck and not be able to get out. Even if a driver is able to get out of their car, it can be hard to swim to safety in water that is moving quickly. Overall, a flood that fills the roads and shakes the cars is dangerous and could even be deadly. To stay safe, it's important to know what the weather is like and to follow any evacuation orders given by local authorities. Flash floods are sudden floods that move so quickly that even big vehicles can be moved by them. When a man gets caught in a flash flood and someone else saves him, the situation is both scary and brave. Imagine that they makes just one mistake and die because of it. The man gets caught in the flash flood and is carried away by the water, which is strong enough to carry him for a long way. As he tries to stay afloat and avoid things in the water, he might get tired or hurt, which would make it even more harder for him to stay alive. When the other person sees the man in trouble and acts quickly to help him. But can't you see that there is more than one man in the flood? They keep coming out one by one. Overall, the situation is very scary when you think about what would happen if the man helping him doesn't save the other people. The video for today is over, but there will be more coming soon. In the meantime, please show your appreciation for the information by clicking like and subscribing to our channel.